We all would agree that life is busy, right? I bet you might say your life is busy, maybe even crazy busy. When this happens, when we lose focus, when priorities change, pets often get reprioritized. This happens more often than it should, and this is just one reason animals find their way to Tails Humane Society. Unfortunately, there are many. But it's because of donors like you that we can change the lives of these animals forever. Because of your donations, animals like these will find their forever homes. To us at Tails, the life of every animal matters, whether 3-legged, 13 years old, or an oversized lapdog. Cats, dogs, and little critters all deserve a chance at life and the opportunity to find their forever home. At Tails, our animals are loving and need love just like each of us, no matter how busy life may be. Let me tell you about the lives of 4 special animals that you helped change forever. Tulip was a stray cat that was attacked by a dog. Someone witnessed the attack and took quick action to get her to an ER vet. They were able to stabilize Tulip, but she had a long, expensive road to full recovery, and the Good Samaritan couldn't have a cat in their home. So they called Tails. Tulip spent months recovering in our care before being adopted. Tootsie came to Tails from Memphis Animal Services as part of our transport program. Dog euthanasia based on space limitations is a sad reality of the pet overpopulation crisis. In an effort to save as many lives as possible, they operate a transport program that works with partners like Tails to relocate healthy animals that would otherwise be put down. It's not uncommon for us to take on an animal we didn't plan on because they pull on our hearts so strongly. That's how Tootsie came to Tails. The instant our crew saw her, she was added to the transport. She was hard of hearing, a tripod, and was terribly matted from months of neglect. She deserved to spend her final days in a home, not a steel cage. Tootsie spent just 2 weeks in foster care and received so much needed TLC from her foster family. Miraculously, she found a home after just 1 week on our adoption floor. Lieutenant Dan was found as a stray at only 4 months old. He was in pretty rough shape, so the people who found him took him to a vet right away. It turned out his leg was fractured and he needed some fluids and a splint. Once he was stabilized, Tails was contacted. He was homeless and looking at weeks of care, recovery, and expenses. Lieutenant Dan spent 11 weeks in foster care recovering before coming to Tails at the end of December. He was adopted just a few days later. What a Christmas gift! Finally, Ash came to Tails after being born into a breeder. With a deformed leg, the breeder was considering euthanasia. Tails was recommended as an alternative, and we agreed to take him right away. He spent weeks in a foster home so his mobility and quality of life could be monitored. After a vet exam and x-rays, it was determined that there was no bone in the deformed leg. Since Ash was instinctively trying to use his leg, but it offered no real support and might lead to future accidents, it was recommended that Ash become a furried 3-legged friend for better mobility and an increased quality of life. He stayed in a foster home for surgery and recovery and is now growing up in a forever home. It seems like every year more and more animals come through our doors at Tails, and this past year was no different. We cared for about 2,900 animals in 2017 and managed 20% more adoptions than the year before. Some are lucky enough to be in and out the same week, while others are with us for much longer. We will spend over $300 per animal prior to adoption, which is where you come in. Tails is a frontline organization, and we stay focused on the positive impact that we can make in the lives of these individual animals. So it is solely through generous donations that we can help as many animals as we do. Whether you love all types of critters and animals, or were keeping track to see if dogs or cats received more attention in this video, now is your time to help. Now is your time to give so that we at Tails can keep giving. Giving to these guys 24/7, 365.